going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. Let's fire it up. News in 60 seconds. Do you think that the Vikings are better off trading back for keeping final 2 picks or trying to trade for better, more picks in next year's draft? Last 2 picks have not generated... Nah, because basically the Vikings are replete with draft capital next year, and the Vikings roster, there isn't a lot of open spots, whether 53, whether it be on practice squad. And I love Kobe King. I love Bartholomew as well. So I think that even though there isn't a lot of hype and steam, like they're definitely building block roster players for it, because what we're going to get for 2 6-rounders anyway, like maybe a projected early 5th, probably not a 5th. Early 6th, probably not a 5th. So, I mean, the Vikings already have 4 7th-round picks next year. So, nah. Next, A2 Blizzard, how do UDFA contracts work? So, this is a good question, and I love this one. So, UDFA contracts basically are 3-year deals and then a restricted free agent year. All right, so essentially they're 4-year deals, but it's actually really a great benefit for the player. At a certain point in the draft, usually around the start of the 6th round, you'd rather be a UDFA, because if you're in demand, you're going to get a decent guarantee at signing, as well as you get to pick your team. Plus, you have a chance to get paid a year early because it's a 3-year deal. So it's a 3-year deal with league minimums for all 3 seasons. But you look at Ivan Pace Jr.'s contract. So we have him from us. When he was a UDFA at Cincinnati, he got $236K guaranteed, which was more than a lot of 7th and 6th round picks. And now, I mean, he's headed into a restricted free agent year, which can be pretty sizable. He's also eligible for an extension. So in the top corner is the RFA tenders for 2025. The most commonly used one is 2nd round. So that's 5.3, and that would be fully guaranteed for 1 season. So he's in line to get paid a little bit early. And usually what happens if a team tenders a player and thinks highly of enough of them, they get an extension. And usually that's a year before some of the more the normally drafted players. So I think it can be a great benefit to be a UDFA, and I think that the Vikings have certainly been good in the UDFA department, doling out high guarantees. Urasek got a lot, Brosmer got a lot, and I don't know, I think that doing the groundwork and diligence of having 30 visits in the building that are going to be top 30 guys, like they did that with Urasek, they did that with Nesbitt, and it's just smart business, right? Also, Pace Jr. is a dog, man. I can't believe he would have drafted. It's so stupid. Next, Doge has AirPods. Why do you think the tackle out of Texas, Cameron Williams, fell to the 7th after being projected as a 2nd or 3rd round pick? It's a very good question. So, Williams, solid tackle, but certainly not as heralded as Kelvin Banks, who went number 9 overall to the Saints. And Williams, I think Williams needed another year, whether he returned to Austin, whether he hit the transfer portal, whatever. And with NIL money, it's pretty decent. It's obviously way more than he's going to earn as a 7th round pick. But Williams definitely needed some more time. Maybe he could have flipped to the blind side if he stayed in Texas and replacing Kelvin Banks, but enhance his profile a little bit more. But I think what it is that sometimes these players and the family and friends, handlers around them, they hear what they want to hear, and they hype up these players and do that thing. But I think the job for agents is just to be realistic with players. Be like, hey, blah blah blah, you're a 2nd, 3rd round pick. Nah, you're gonna be late day 3 if you declare. But if you come back for another year and get some very good NIL money, maybe you play some left tackle, maybe you enhance your draft stock and go from there. But Cameron Williams, I think he's a stud, but frankly, he should have returned to college. There's a lot of players certainly in that boat as well. Oh, one of them's pictured, Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers should have took that transfer money. He should have gone somewhere else and just declared next year. Still eligibility. Robert Cronin, I think Tai is really going to improve our return game. Thoughts? So, on his face, Tai didn't have a ton of return experience. He returned 6 kicks in his career and 2 punts, but he definitely does have that skill set. And both Felton and Kevin O'Connell have talked about that, and Kwesi as well. So I think it's possible, but also I think what's more likely is that Silas Bolden from Texas is definitely going to amp things up. So Bolden got a ton of punt return experience last year with Texas. So I think that he would be one to watch. But with Felton, I think Felton eventually you're going to see him as your wide receiver too. But I maybe his role is going to be like a Deshaun Jackson type, where he is your He's a starter at receiver, but if you have a gotta-have-it return spot in a big situation late in the game, you toss him back there, you'll be good to go. They also did that with Randy Moss, like returning punts and kicks. Also Adrian. It's weird. Lastly, Case Christensen. What are you most excited for this upcoming season? Mine is finally see JJ throw to Jefferson. So obviously that's going to be great. Just seeing Jonathan James and McCarthy operate things, but also this freaking offensive line. This offensive line is probably the best O-line that the Vikings have had in a decade and a half, roughly. But Darrisaw, once he gets healthy, Jackson, Kelly, Will Fries, you want him, as well as Brian O'Neill. Let's go. And if you have a good offensive line, it makes the entire team better. It truly is an FU where we can run the ball. We can protect the quarterback, run play action with a plum, protect him as he's throwing, give the ball to Justin Jefferson, as well as, hey, it benefits the defense because this offense is staying on the field. They're putting up points. The other team gets one-dimensional. You can pin your ears back and rack up and stack up all the pressures and sacks. Woo! Love to see that, man. So this offensive line, the Minnesota Movement Company, as PA calls them, the Minnesota Movement Company, like we call them, let's go. Let's go, man. But that's it. Q&A on this beautiful day. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.